Friends, good evening and cheers. We've got the Trump Cup out. Let's talk about all the squeezes going on right now. Boy, what a time we're having in the market right now. It feels like back in the days at this point. I mean, we got GameStop going crazy. We're looking at AMC. We're all these other kind of companies that are looking like they might squeeze. And in the middle of that, is DJT here, Trump Media. So let's continue to talk about what's going on over here. So obviously today, just to get things started, Monday in the market, we're seeing the market was going really good today. I mean, it was a really good day in the market. And now, of course, analysts are coming out and saying there's going to be another fall in the market. So we're seeing this fight right now. You've got Wall Street trying to play off what's going on right now. They do not want another squeeze in the market with GameStop here, and obviously there's some calls ending this week that could potentially shoot up GameStop to some really crazy prices. And once again, Robinhood is already sending out messages like, hey, the stock is seeing really high volume, you should be careful, yada yada yada. I think they've learned a lesson and they will not stop people from investing in it, but we'll see what happens with that situation. So Trump here, obviously, there's no way to talk about DJT here, Trump Media, without sounding like I am making some kind of political statement, but here I go anyway. The stock is doing amazingly. It is doing amazingly. It's been doing amazingly. And today, the stock was trying to get to 60. I made a video, I think like Friday or something. I was like, we could potentially see 60 this week, an organic 60, where there's like really there's no reason that it's going to 60 besides just it's being pushed to 60 from investors. We're seeing a squeeze, it's squeezing up here, which is fantastic. And so with that, obviously, here comes the thing I say every time I talk about the stock, but I'll say it anyway. For all the people that come in here that hate Trump and want to, drag me through the coals, completely understand that. I realize the company is not making money. It's new, blah, 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 all that. It's a hype play. It's a meme stock. I know. Okay, let's go on. But where there's meme stocks, there's a lot of money, and a lot of people have made money off this so far, and they still are at this point. So with this situation going on right now with Trump Media highly being pushed up here, where it's really just being manipulated, where now we're seeing GameStop being manipulated. Now we're here, AMC showing a little higher volume. So we're seeing this situation, and it really is asking the question, if we see, AMC, man, it's at $6 almost $6. There's something happening here. Are we seeing another Reddit squeeze here, ape community, whatever you want to call it? If so, is Trump Media the cause of that, or, in the push with these stocks here? And I said this like last week too. I made a video about AMC and GameStop, and I was like, obviously, these are companies that, they struggle every now and then, especially in a bad economy with their stock price. GameStop is eventually going to probably die out. It's the last Toys R Us we have. AMC, movies suck now. I can't remember the last time I was like, I really want to go to the movies. So these are companies that are in trouble, and Wall Street knows that, so they're betting against it. They're putting these puts in against it, and then you have this large community of the Reddit users, whatnot, bidding that the stock is going to do well, buying mass amounts of shares, and we're seeing a high push in it, driving up the stock. And we're seeing that, yes, in Trump Media here. So it begs the question: are we going to see a really big push in Trump Media here? I've said, and I've made predictions, just off of a whim, and I have no data, nothing to show for this, but I'll say $500 because I don't think it's that crazy when you think about the situation at hand. Let's break this down. Trump Media, what is it? It is a news platform that in the face of it is Donald Trump. So in majority of people do think that he is running it and the one behind the scenes. I'm sure he has a lot to do with it, obviously, but they do have CEO. There is like a whole team behind it, so he's not in the day-to-day mix. Obviously, Trump right now is in court nonstop. I think he's still going through this Stormy Daniels case, however long that's going to last. And obviously, the situation, and here's where I get political. Let me drink some coffee. I'm not trying to get political, but here I go. they're obviously trying to keep him in court so he cannot go out and, campaign. We are months, days, hours away from the United States election. And we're not really talking about it. Biden obviously is making commercials, campaigning. He has Obama campaigning for him, Gavin Newsom, all the big lips, they're all pushing for him. And with that, what we're seeing right now, which is really, I don't know if you guys saw this, but CNN last week and this week, just a day or so ago, came out with a poll, and they made an interview about it where they said, hey, more than likely, Trump is probably going to pull off a win here. And they showed the polls where Trump is up in the polls dramatically right now. So it is looking like a Trump train, whether you want that or not. And once again, I'm not trying to be political in here. I'm trying to strictly talk about stocks. But with that, it is highly pushing the stock right now. Trump media is highly getting pushed off FOMO, off, people not wanting to miss the bandwagon. How many people today were buying GameStop because they were like, $30? Well, what if I wake up tomorrow and it's, $50, $60? People are doing the same thing right now with Trump media. They're going $50. Well, $50 might be cheap right now. Maybe I should just get in it. What if it's $70 by Friday? So this is what builds hype. This is what builds, the FOMO. I don't want to miss out. This is what makes, shares get ate up. And when there's not enough food on the dinner table, what food is left gets really expensive. And that's what we're seeing right now with shares. So, $100, I don't think that's out of the question at all for Trump media here. I know that sounds stupid. I know that sounds ridiculous. But look what is going on in the stock market. I think there's people that there's like the pinkies up people that are in the stock market, like, your quarterlies and your GPAs and your raise to debt and all that, and what's the company doing, what's the next 5-year projection, and doodle-doo. That's all great. I believe in that when I'm investing in a stock that, that I'm in it for the long run. It's boring. It's not, I'm just putting money into it. This is hype. This is fun. This is fast. This is, let's put money in it. Let's get money out of it. Let's put it right back in it. This is what's going on right now with this huge squeeze that we're seeing right now with AMC, with GameStop. It's happening, whether you think it's happening or not. It is happening right in front of us. There's no freaking reason GameStop should be $30. I said this last Monday when it was $18. I was like, this stock should not be $18 right now. And some people were agreeing, some people were ripping me apart in the comments. Whatever. You snooze, you lose. It's happening. It's just happening. So, I'm drinking the juice here that I believe that, Trump media could do something really, really crazy. I believe that the stock is volatile. I know this. I've seen it. I believe that tomorrow the stock could go back to $35, but I believe that by Thursday it could go to $60. It's just how it's going to be. When we saw this last squeeze in GameStop, we saw a very violent squeeze where, the stock went to $30, and then it, went back down to $25. Then it went to a $55 mark, and then it went back down to like $20. And then it just shot up completely to like, 100, over 100. And then people were like, okay, it's done. Well, it wasn't done. We saw the stock go completely past $100, $200. So we could be in that situation again, especially with a very volatile, unhealthy market right now. And if you're listening to the general media, aka the Feds, Biden administration talk about the market, they are completely off the rocker about what is going on with inflation reports, jobs, all that kind of stuff. The NASDAQ, the Dow, and the S&P are doing very well, but they're doing well for other reasons. What we're seeing in the back of the market here with a lot of stocks that are kind of holding the market together, especially these companies that are producing really good quarterlies and that are low in cap stocks at this point that are still under $10 are struggling to get somewhere with their stock price. So we have just a very unstable market right now, not to mention just the economy, rates, the election, for God's sakes. And the guy who looks like he more than likely could possibly pull off a win here, whether he's in jail or not, is Donald Trump. So it is a weird time to be alive in America and in being an investor. But one thing is for sure and certain, that this is a grand opportunity for you as an investor, whether you're playing these hype stocks, these squeeze stocks, or you're doing that, but you're also putting money into the market for a long, play here, setting yourself up for the next bull run. And there will be a bull run, no doubt about it. Today alone, Trump Media here, was right under $57. It's starting off, at $53, and then working its way up to almost $57, and then closing out the day here above $51 and some change. So that's a lot of movement. That's a lot of movement. That's a lot of movement if you're buying, selling. And day traders, short traders, whatever you want to call yourself, it's chum in the water, and they know it, man. The volume on this stock is crazy. So I don't think this is going to stop. I just don't. If Trump Media was still out here by itself, just the only thing kind of being pushed around, non-organically, in a sense, like it's highly manipulated by investors, which is obvious. I would say, like, yeah, it's going to take a little more help from investors. But the thing is, right now, what we're seeing is that there's blood in the water right now. Investors are going after certain stocks. This Reddit community, whatever you want to call it, us investors that are pushing for something more out of the market. And once again, you have Wall Street betting against the daily investor, the blue collar investor, the retail investor, whatever you want to say here. They're betting against the market once again, and it is proving to be a mistake. So I would not be surprised to see anything ridiculous here. So I know there's people, like I said, that go like, it can't happen twice. There's no reason it can't happen twice. If you've been in the market even the last 5 to 6 years, you have seen some pretty ridiculous stuff. And just being in Trump Media here is quite ridiculous if you really break it down. And I'm not trying to like be mean about the stock or the company or people that are involved in it. I'm just be honest, like, it's ridiculous when you think about it. Like, we get to invest in a company from the former president, could be new president, and by the way, he's in court because a lady of entertainment is accusing him of some crazy stuff. I'm not saying he's guilty, not guilty, but what I'm saying is, this is all going on, and he might go jail, might not go. I don't know. I don't think people care at this point. You're seeing people really flip flop. You're seeing hardcore Democrats, go like, I'm strictly voting on policy. That tells you how crazy things are right now. That's pretty crazy, man. That's a wild statement, man. I'm all for it. Like I said, I'm drinking the juice. I think these stocks could do something crazy. I think Trump Media has started something, and I think it's attached itself, however you want to say. GameStop, it's attached itself to it, or Trump Media's attached itself to GameStop. Vice versa there. But there's definitely something going on, and I am not going to tell you what an entry point is. I don't know. But what I will tell you is that you got to be willing to lose a lot, and you got to be willing to gain a lot with this situation. So it's a fun situation. We've needed entertainment in the market for a while now. It's been a long few years with a Biden market. Good God. So this is fun. This is the most fun we've had all in years in the market with what's going on now. Friends, I wish you all the well here. Let me know what you think. What are your predictions? What do you guys think we're going to see here? I know I said 500, and yeah, that's outrageous. That is crazy. But when I say $500 for Trump Media here, I'm thinking like October, November. It's everything's wild at that point. It is crazy. Think about what September, October is going to look like in the market. Is it going to be Biden and Trump running against each other? Is it just at that point? Is it going to be like Trump's winning by a landslide? Let's just get this done with and get the paper signed, or is the country going to flip again and go back to Biden? I don't know. But right now it's very, very on the side of red, if you know what I'm saying here. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna finish my coffee, and I wish all of you the best of luck. Bye, friend.